Today's presentation, no power, no problem. PoE Extenders to the rescue. So we'll do a brief introduction to Omnitron systems. We're also going to review PoE standards and how it works, and then show you all the benefits of using PoE Extenders within your network. Then we'll show you Omnitron's PoE Extenders, as well as some application examples along the way to really show you how these save a lot of time and money when you're doing new PoE deployments. So buckle up, here we go. About Omnitron systems. Here's our lovely headquarters. We're in Irvine, California. And Omnitron is a manufacturing company and also an engineering company. So we design, engineer, and manufacture all of our products right here in Orange County, California. Celebrating 28 years in business, been in business since 1992. And with that, all of our products are made in USA, and they're TAA compliant as well. And then we do offer that free 24/7 tech support. And so that includes pre-sale as well as post-sale support. Our products can go into commercial type temperature environments or in some of those harsh industrial environments where you need temperature hardened products as well. And then most of our products do come with a lifetime warranty, including our PoE extenders that I'm showing you today. And then all Omnitron products are also RoHS and WEEE certified for countries that require those environmentally friendly compliances. Quick review on what Omnitron manufactures. So we're well known for our copper to fiber media converters and fiber to fiber media converters. But we also have a nice PoE portfolio as well that includes our PoE media converters, PoE switches, and PoE extenders. Those can all come in the industrial temperature rating. So today we're just going to be focusing on our PoE extenders. Omnitron also does make Ethernet switches without that PoE functionality, as well as multiplexers for CWDM or DWDM wavelengths. And then we also have some service provider type products, network interface devices, and demarcation devices for the telecom networks, as well as our own line of SFP transceivers and SFP Plus or XFP transceivers for those 10 gig data rates. Now taking a look at the Omnitron product development family timeline here, just showing you that Omnitron is engineering, launching new products into the market year after year. With our Ethernet media converters back in 1997, we keep adding to these different product lines and hardly ever discontinue any of our products. So you can spec these into your network with confidence knowing that they won't be discontinued. More so into our PoE products in 2010 with our OmniConverter line of PoE media converters, as well as our PoE switches, and now our PoE extenders most recently. And one quick look here at the Omnitron product families. Just to review, the My Converters and Flex Points. These are the unmanaged, cost-effective media converters up to gigabit Ethernet speeds. The Flex Point also includes some legacy protocols like T1, T3, as well as RS-232 serial protocols. And then our iConverter. This is the flagship Omnitron product family that consists of our managed media converters, as well as network interface devices, some that also include the PoE. And then we can also do multiplexing with CWDM, DWDM, or T1E1 type speeds to help you save on fiber. And then on our PoE side, we have our OmniConverter, OmniExtender. These are going to be the PoE switches, media converters, and extenders for the commercial type environments. And then our RuggedNet. These are the more industrial, ruggedized type PoE switches and extenders for those harsh environments. Then as I mentioned, Omnitron does supply our own line of SFP transceivers. You can use our SFP transceivers in third-party equipment that have SFP ports and that accept MSA-compliant SFP transceivers, or you can put third-party SFP transceivers into Omnitron's devices as well. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the benefits of using PoE extenders and a quick review over PoE technology. So what is PoE, or Power over Ethernet? So this is a standards-based technology that really has made a lot of lives a lot easier. And it does this by delivering data and power to remote devices over a single copper cable. Typically, it's going to be using standard Ethernet UTP cables such as Cat5 or Cat5e or Cat6 cables. And the power and data, as I mentioned, are going to coexist on that same copper cable. So just taking a look at some terminology here, the PSE or power sourcing equipment is going to be this device that provides PoE power to a powered device or a PD, such as an IP camera or a Wi-Fi access point. So these are some acronyms that you'll commonly hear within the industry and in this presentation. PSE as far as the device that's providing the PoE power, and PD, the device that's going to be PoE powered. So from that PSE, it's going to be sending the power and data along this Cat5, Cat6 cable. And so again, that power can be sent up to this IP camera anywhere from 100 meters away from this PoE power source, as per the IEEE spec. So how do, we get asked this quite frequently, how do PSEs know how much power to send to this connected PoE powered device? So this is done through a handshake or an auto detection type process, where the PSE is going to apply a really low amount of voltage along the wires to this device. Now, if this camera is not PoE powered, the PSE is not going to send any PoE power, so the equipment is safe. But it's still going to be passing Ethernet data along this line. So again, you can extend PoE to a PoE device and then just provide Ethernet. But a valid PD, or a PoE powered device, will let the PSE know exactly how much power it requires. In this case, the camera is saying, I need no more than 15 watts. At that point, the PoE power is supplied from that power sourcing equipment to the device, along with the data as well, continuously sending that power. But just want to reiterate the fact here that these PoE extenders can be used for Ethernet extension only. So you can provide PoE to a device, or you can provide Ethernet only to that device as well. Here's a look at some of the PoE powered devices on the market that Omnitron's products are complementary to, such as those IP network cameras, Wi-Fi access points, LED lighting, and then also the access controlled badge readers that might be at the edge of the building, also intercoms, paging systems, fire alarms, as well as messaging systems, digital signage. So anything PoE powered, again, Omnitron can be connected to. And then a quick review of the IEEE PoE standards, the 802.3 AF. This was the first IEEE PoE standard that was ratified in 2003, and it allows for up to 15.4 watts per connection. And that's if you're standing right next to that PoE power source. However, the spec does assure that 12.95 watts will be assured at the end of a 100-meter cable run. Next standard is the 802.3 AT standard, or for PoE Plus. And so this is going to allow up to 30 watts per connection, or 25.5 watts assured at the end of that 100-meter run. And the last standard is 802.3 BT standard. This is for 60 watt to 100 watt high power PoE devices, such as the pan, tilt, zoom cameras, or multi-stream access points, digital signage within clients. So this was ratified in 2018, allows for up to 100 watts per connection, as well as 71 watts assured at the end of that 100-meter run. So just to drive home the fact here, though, Omnitron PoE extenders are going to connect endpoint devices that are either AF or AT compliant in the 15 watt to 30 watt range. So what are all the benefits of power over Ethernet? Well, the first one is cost and time savings. So there's no need to install power outlets or run electrical conduit out to that camera or Wi-Fi access points. Again, no power, no problem. No need to hire a licensed electrician to come out and do the installation. It's as easy as clicking in an RJ45 connector. And then you can also reduce cabling costs with just having both power and data being sent over that one cable. And you can use the existing Cat5, Cat6 cabling infrastructure already installed within your network or your building. Also, another nice important factor or benefit of PoE is the safety. So the standard itself is designed to protect equipment from electrical overload or from underpowering or from the human error involved in incorrect installation or wiring up a device. Also, there's no high voltages that are going to be subject to inspections after an installation. Also, if there's any damage to a cable, such as the cable getting frayed or some critter chewing on it up in the rafters, there's going to be no sparking, no fires, all that power is immediately stopped. Some more benefits, the flexibility. So again, it's going to allow you to install these end devices where there's no local power, no problem. It's also super easy to install these devices anywhere where there's an Ethernet cable available, such as inside your office or enterprise type applications. And again, you can connect the PoE or non-PoE powered devices and just send data only to them if there is power available there. Also the simplicity. These are very easy to install. All it takes is plugging in an Ethernet cable into the device. It's also going to help minimize some of the cable clutter with those additional power cords that you don't need. PoE extenders in general are plug-and-play devices, meaning you just plug them in, they work, there's not a lot of configurations to do. And also they're non-proprietary, meaning they're interoperable with other manufacturers, and the functionality that comes with PoE. So the PoE, again, will auto-negotiate the PoE power level to send to a device, and the remote power cycling options, so you can reboot a camera through remote software as well. Now we'll take a look at some of the challenges when you're deploying PoE. So as per the spec, power over Ethernet and Ethernet data is limited to 100-meter distance of bandwidth on that UT cable. And then that bandwidth and the power definitely starts to degrade beyond that 100-meter threshold. So connecting a PoE device within 100 meters, no problem. But the real challenge becomes, how do you connect these devices outside of this 100-meter threshold per that spec? So that's when the PoE media converters and switches will come into play, when you want to extend data beyond 100 meters with the use of fiber. But if you're just using copper in your network, you can use copper to extend that data as well as PoE power beyond 100 meters with PoE extenders, which we'll show you today. Another key factor to consider when you're looking at PoE extenders is the voltage that it's sending out of those ports. So Omnitron's Omni extenders and RuggedNet PoE industrial extenders, they feature what's called voltage boosting technology. And so Omnitron puts in specialized components into our PoE extenders that reboosts and regenerates that voltage out of every PoE extender, out of every hop. So with a third party or a common PoE extender without this voltage boosting technology, it's going to be receiving power and providing PoE power and multiple hops here out to a camera. However, the voltage starts to drop as per there's cable resistance across cabling, and it can lower below that voltage that this camera needs in order to boot up. By the time it gets to the end here, it says there's only 38 volts, and it's detecting low voltage, and it says that this is not enough for me to boot up. However, with voltage boosting technology, our Omni extenders and RuggedNet PoE extenders, they regenerate the voltage after each hop. And so whatever is coming in after the original PoE switch, it's what you're going to be getting out of our PoE extenders. So by the time after a few hops, there's still plenty of voltage here in order to boot up this camera and initiate its boot up process. So again, this is a very important factor when you're considering PoE extenders, is having this voltage boosting functionality to ensure that there's going to be enough voltage in order to power your end devices. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at Omnitron's PoE extenders. Again, these are going to be receiving power in port 1 and providing power out of port 2. You can send them straight to 100 meters away from your original PoE power source and be powered with no local power, and then do hops out to different devices here. The nice part about our PoE extenders is there's a full gigabit data rate up to 100 meters away with our daisy chaining. You're going to be using the Cat5, Cat5e, or Cat6 cabling. And Omnitron's PoE extenders are non-proprietary, meaning they're interoperable with other manufacturers' PoE extenders as well, and PoE switches. So just taking a closer look here, they come in either 2-port or multi-port devices. Very small devices. They fit right easily into the palm of your hand here, so you can see. And they require no external power. So all the PoE extenders are powered from PoE into port 1, and then from there can provide PoE power out to another device. Again, no external power is needed, no power, no problem. So again, the benefits of using these are the plug-and-play functionality right out of the box, the full gigabit data rate at the end of your cabling run, and the ability to power PoE or PoE Plus devices and no local power needed. So really these things can make you or they're a little superhero within your network, so much so that we'll go ahead and just give it a cape right here. Now we'll take a look at the first one up. It's the Omni extender. So these are the PoE extenders, great for commercial or enterprise type applications. They can be powered from either a 30-watt or a 60-watt PoE power source, and these are unmanaged. They're going to deliver either 10, 100, or 1,000 Ethernet data, And there's a few different port configurations, as I mentioned, the 1+1 here, or the 1+2, in case you're doing a multi-port. These come in two different temperature ratings, commercial temp, 0 to 50 Celsius, or a wide temperature, -40 to 60 degrees Celsius. They all include the voltage boosting technology, which I just showed you, and they also feature a lifetime warranty. A couple different mounting options available with the Omni Extenders. They come with the integrated wall mounting bracket standard. So you can just pop rivet these or screw these right into a wall mounting plate. We also have a rack mount shelf that you can mount these to. It's part number 8260-0. You can set up to 3 different Omni Extenders on this shelf here if you're doing rack mounting within your network closet. And then they also can be DIN rail mounted with our DIN rail clip kit, part number 8251-0. So if you are going onto a DIN rail in an industrial type setting, again, these can be DIN rail mounted. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the rugged net. These are our industrial PoE extenders. Great for when you're doing outdoor deployments for surveillance or Wi-Fi in harsh environments, and again, you need to extend that data in PoE over long linear distances. So on the oil and pipe energy industries, as well as perimeter security. Also, if you're running cameras or Wi-Fi out to historic sites where there's no local power available. We also see a lot of customers using these in sporting arenas to add Wi-Fi and security cameras, as well as transportation. Airports use these within the terminal and out of the tarmac, as well as when they use a rugged net PoE industrial extender. So very similar to the Omni Extender, they come in either the unmanaged 30-watt or 60-watt models, and they're going to auto-negotiate and deliver the 10100, 1000 Ethernet data. And the same as far as the port configurations go, the 1+1 or the multi-port 1+2. But these feature that ruggedized housing as well as the industrial temperature rating, -40 to 75 degrees Celsius. They also have that voltage boosting technology, and they also feature the lifetime warranty. So taking a closer look at a rugged net industrial PoE extender application here, data is being sent from a fiber switch within the network core. So this could be an OmniTron fiber switch or a third-party fiber switch that you already have. And from there, all that data is being sent up to 140 kilometers away through fiber out to a rugged net industrial PoE switch. And from there, that switch is powering a few devices, such as cameras and Wi-Fi, but it's using one of the PoE ports to send data and PoE power up to 100 meters away to one of the rugged net industrial PoE extenders. This happens to be that multi-port extender, so where you can drop off data to one PoE device and extend that PoE power and data out to another PoE extender to do another drop up to 100 meters away from each device. As far as mounting options go with the rugged net, these come standard with the DIN rail mounting clip here, as you can see. And so you can also attach our wall mount plate. It's part number 8260-3. This just screws right onto the side of the box for wall mounting applications, or if you want to, again, mount it into a rack, you can use this on complementary with our rack mount shelf. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at some more common applications using the Omni Extenders and the rugged nets. So here's the basic PoE extender application, again, where you're sending PoE data out from a PoE plus 30-watt switch, and it's powering our Omni Extender PoE extender. There's no power available out here on this cabling run, and so it needs to be powered by PoE. And then sending PoE data out another 100 meters away from the extender device to a PoE powered device, or a PD, using this Cat5 or Cat6 cabling. Another nice application you can do with PoE extenders is called the drop and extend. I like to call it a hop and drop. So as you're doing multiple hops, you can drop off PoE to PoE powered devices and keep extending that power and powering more PoE extenders and dropping off along the way. So what we've done here is extended PoE 400 meters out to this PoE camera and dropped off some PoE along the way. In this case, we're using the 60-watt OmniConverter PoE switch to ensure that there's enough PoE power to power all these cameras as well as the PoE extenders, and to account for some of the power loss through the cabling over distance. PoE daisy chaining is another nice application you can do with PoE extenders. So the maximum amount that the Omni extenders can be daisy chained is up to 700 meters away from the original PoE power source, and still have enough PoE power to provide and power this PoE camera out here. However, if there is already power available for the device, but you need to extend that Ethernet only, we can extend that an extra 100 meters for a total of 800 meters as far as Ethernet only data goes. So you can daisy chain up to 7 of these Omni extenders together, send Ethernet data over that Cat5 or Cat6 cable up to 100 meters away, and power the device from a local power source, provide Ethernet only on this last hop here. So some nice daisy chain applications, again, available with PoE extenders. Here's a nice chart too that's found on our website and on our PoE extender data sheet that involves distance and power. So just depending on your initial PoE power source, whether it's a 30 watt or a 60 watt switch, and the number of extenders that you're using, either one or if you're daisy chaining, the distance away from that initial switch, how much PoE power wattage will be available at the end of that cabling run, whether you're using Cat5 or Cat5e or Cat6 cabling, that will dictate the amount of wattage available at the end of your run. So if you are calculating how much power budget you need in order to power that device with distance, here's a nice chart, or again, contact Omnitron and we'll help you calculate that. Here's taking a look at a PoE application that we ran into with a shopping mall, just to kind of highlight some of the different PoE applications as far as Omnitron devices go. So within this property here, they needed to install more Wi-Fi access points and IP cameras out in the parking lots to increase security and provide Wi-Fi access. However, their data closets were all located within the mall, and they all have, again, this 100-meter distance limitation of that Ethernet and PoE cabling. So what we did is we recommended them run fiber out to some of these parking lots here that had power available and multiple ports that they needed, or multiple devices that they needed to connect. So they run fiber out to our OmniConverter PoE switches, convert that over to PoE, and be able to connect multiple devices out there. However, there was just a few IP cameras and Wi-Fi access points where there was no local power available, and they only just needed to connect a few devices. So, running AC power or DC power out to these locations just didn't make sense for them, and so that's when we recommended the PoE extenders. So again, the Omni extenders and the RuggedNet extenders. You can just do a copper cabling to power that Omni extender and then provide PoE power and data up to another 100 meters away from our devices. And one of them was located outdoors, and so we recommended this RuggedNet industrial PoE extender there. And again, just power that device straight from the network closet and extend that PoE data an additional 100 meters away from the device. So again, no power, no problem. The PoE extenders came to the rescue here. They didn't need to run additional electrical conduit out to these devices here to power the extender. It's all powered through PoE. And again, just to kind of cover all the different PoE connectivity options Omnitron manufactures, if you're just doing the unmanaged Power over Ethernet extension, our Omni extenders or RuggedNet industrial PoE extenders are perfect for those. However, if you want to do some fiber with just a few ports out to a device, we have our OmniConverter unmanaged PoE media converters. But if you need more ports for more PoE devices, or if you need some management capabilities, that's when our OmniConverter and RuggedNet PoE switches will come into play. So quick summary, key takeaways from today's presentation. The PoE extenders. They're going to do that PoE extension over copper. No local power is needed. It's all powered through PoE. And they're going to provide up to PoE plus, up to 25.5 watts, and up to 1 gig full gigabit Ethernet data at the end of that line. Also, they come in multi-port options, so you can do the drop and extend out of one port and send that PoE out to another extender or another PoE-powered device. Also, the daisy chain options that I mentioned. You can extend PoE up to 700 meters away and still have enough PoE power to power up a PoE camera or Wi-Fi access point. Or if there is local power available and you need to extend Ethernet only, you can do that up to 800 meters away by daisy chaining these PoE extenders. And again, you can power, our PoE extenders will be powered from either a 30 watt or a 60 watt PoE power source. And they come in different temperature ranges, either the commercial range, the wide temp, or industrial temp. So just depending on your application, Omnitron has many options available for your PoE extenders. Lastly, why would you choose an Omnitron PoE extender? First off is that voltage boosting technology to ensure that there's enough voltage at the end of your hops in order to boot up these cameras or Wi-Fi access points. All Omnitron products, again, are made in USA, so you can always be rest assured that you have quality, reliable products, the lifetime warranty that comes with these PoE extenders, and we don't monkey around with any service contracts as well. Also, you can rely on Omnitron for our support, our free 24/7 tech support, both pre-sale and post-sale. And we also provide free network design assistance. So if you are questioning whether or not this will work in your network, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we can review your network applications and recommend products that will work perfectly for them. Also, with all the different commercial and industrial temperature options, we're a one-stop shop for your PoE extenders. No minimum order quantities. You can order quantity one of any part, as well as no drop ship fees. All right, we'll go ahead and open it up. Just want to thank everyone for joining today's presentation. I know this one was quick, but if you have any Q&A, we'll go ahead and open up the lines for Q&A and stick around and answer all your questions. If you want to just go ahead and email some questions, you can email us at support@omnitron-systems.com or info@omnitron-systems.com. Take another look at our website and our phone number here as well. Contact us anytime.